Right, there we go. Right, I'll do a bit more of a close-up. The lighting in here is pretty piss poor, so everything looks a bit, yeah, um, yeah, anyway. So there's the actual back piece again, the actual rig. It's all tied off with these metal bits, and it's also screwed and secured. Pipes all aerodated on and distressed. Oh, I've found this gubbins to put on the end. It's got nice little gauze in there as well. That's all two-part epoxied on. This is contact adhesive wrapped in multiple little layers of cloth and then distressed. And it's kind of dry brushed. I don't know if you can actually see it, but it gives you like, you can see the actual ridges of the actual pipe as well. It looks quite funky. And I've just literally tied that off with that hemp stuff, you know, and done my little secret little shove the old super glue in the knot. But yeah, there's plenty of room on the actual belt for pouches, that kind of stuff. You can always do that. I've got these extra loops on here as well. Yeah, you can just keep building onto it. It's there's plenty of room for stuff, and I've kept all the molly bits functional, even though I have sort of distressed a fair few bits of them. Yeah, so it's pretty much done now. I've just literally got to lacquer it. I've done a little coat of lacquer just to test it, and then I've chucked some Fuller's Earth on it because that will just stick to it, and that's what I'm going to be doing with pretty much all of it. I'll lacquer it, chuck some Fuller's Earth on it, give it a, it's going to be filthy, and yeah, and there might be a bit of Fuller's Earth on the actual bottle itself just to kind of, yeah, tone it down a bit and get it. So that's it. The actual rig is ready for the apocalypse. It's quite funky, and it's like I say before, it's like trying to keep things in proportion with like people's shoulders, like, because obviously you'd have an arm coming out here, and you know, so yeah, you less likely. This might be a bit catchy, but don't know. But I kind of like it, so I'm just leaving it on there. Just makes it look a bit different. So there we go. One rig, almost ready for the apocalypse. It's really comfy, and yeah, it's probably about, I don't know, about 1.8. Yeah, it must be just shy of 2 kilos, I reckon, which is pretty cool. So you could wear that all day long. So if you're into LARP, that kind of stuff, or like some sort of LARP airsoft thing, they, you know, quite a few people have made stuff for that are into that kind of thing. Or if you're just wearing it all day around, you know, a post-apocalyptic festival type thing, at least, yeah. And the other cool thing is, because this here, these just unclip, and also on the back, so you can actually take this top part of the rig off and just, you know, if you've had enough of this on your back and you actually want to sit back and chill, and you've got pouches on this belt rig, you know, you can just wear the belt rig just to give yourself a bit of a breather. You know, this all just undoes. They're just Velcro looped, so you know you can swap it out and stuff like that. So you can just have a rest from it if you wanted to, but then just clip it in real quick when you want to get into the zone, you know, into character. So anyway, there we go. Job's a good one. I'm happy with it. It's quite funky. Bosh. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll crack on with the next project soon, which might be, I don't know, might be doing a leg rig, like a drop bag leg rig thing. They seem to be quite funky, yeah, good fun to have. So catch you soon. Bye. Right, the rig's pretty much done. I've just got to just lacquer the hell out of it now. So let's see, the front straps, that's secured. I've just tied that off. I've got piece on the end, that's all been distressed. I'll do a close up here a bit in a minute. I just want to show you what it looked like on. It's really lightweight, It's really comfortable, not restrictive. There's a back piece which is sort of kept so it doesn't really protrude the back of your body, if you know what I mean. So there's less chance of you catching it on stuff, and yeah, but I'm not sure if you can actually even see that properly because I'm not even looking at the camera, so I don't know what's going on. There we go, there's that bit. But I'll do a close-up bit on the actual dummy, not this dummy. All right, right then. It's secured, so it's screwed from the back. I've just got that tied off at the moment, but I've got some of this aluminium gauge wire, but it's super tough and it's really flexible. I've just literally undercoated that with I've give it a light sanding, and I fill a primer. I've just fill a primer over it, so I can then actually colour this and make this look like old metal. It's going to be a bit kind of with the rust theme. So they'd have two pieces wrapped here, which would be twisted off, and a piece over there as well, which would be twisted off. And that will completely secure it, and it won't be coming off anytime soon. So the next bit, I've got some of this, there's that odd piece. Oh, there it is. This sort of stuff, which they you use for wiring. You chase your wires through it. You know, you can have it behind plaster boards and all that. It's quite flexy within reason. But the cool thing with it is you can then add heat to it, so then I can make a permanent shape out of this stuff. So and then obviously once I've got the shape that I want and I know how I'm going to secure it, this will be cloth wrapped to give it that vibe. I'll cloth wrap it and then distress it and style it and decorate it, and this basically just slides over. That will be secured inside there. Long way around. So I've done it so it's, I'll see if I can hide this thing up. Yeah, so I've added like a kinky shape to it, if you like, and I'll have some sort of gubbins on the end. I might even cut that down and have some fit on the end, some sort of plug, if you like. But that'd be nice and secure, and it's just got a fancy shape to it, so it kind of makes it look a bit more funky. But once that's cloth wrapped as well, and I'll have one secure in place here, so there's still movement in it for the wearer, so it's not you know, going to be a hindrance. That will all be aldited together, that end, and there's that reinforcement bit in there. This can get brittle, this stuff, but once you cloth wrap it properly, and I use like contact adhesive all over the pipe and one side of the cloth, and then wrap it real tight, that reinforces it as well. And if the pipe does break under the cloth, it's not going to come apart, if you like. And it's so easy to fix as well, which adds to the story again. So if you were to damage it, you just wrap it in cloth. You can put a plug in it, something like that, a smaller pipe that fits in it, rejoin it, wrap it in cloth, tie it into a knot. Tells a story of damage, doesn't it? You know. But there I am so far with it. It obviously sits a bit higher up on the wearer, but yeah, so I'm getting there, and I've just got to suss out what to stick on the end. So I shall go through my crap box and see what kind of gubbins I can kind of knock up to kind of mimic, you know, your standard military type gas mic pipe. Yeah, so I probably will have some sort of plug that I can plug in, colour it, and see how I go from there. So that's the next bit. I need to cloth wrap this, secure it to this, and then mess about with that end. Yeah, so that's the plan. Right, I've done some rusting, sort of some little bits and bobs, so now it's kind of taking shape now. So I've just used like 3 colours basically, the burnt savannah, ochre first, the yellow ochre, then burnt savannah. Once that's dried, I've then just dry brushed a little bit of black, just normal black acrylic, just over the top of the actual glued on grit that I've done. It just catches it and it just tones it down a little bit, and yeah, it kind of gives you that effect. So yeah, and I've added some burnt savannah just in between, just to highlight it really, just to, yeah, there we go. So that's pretty much. Now I'm just going to lacquer this, give it a couple of coats of lacquer, matte lacquer all over, and then these pieces here, I'll just like literally squirt it with a tiny bit of gloss lacquer, just to make the rust bits pop and look kind of wet, but the whole thing won't be gloss lacquered, if you like, and then that'll be ready for mounting on the rig. Yeah, and then I've got to work out how to get it on there and what straps I'm going to use. I'll probably have a strap round here and maybe a couple on here, but they will also be screwed onto the thing from the back, so it'll be very secure. And then I can start messing with the piping and securing the pipe to the actual rig itself, and yeah, decide what type of pipe I'm going to use and that kind of stuff. So that'd be the next stages. So yeah, I hope you like it so far. It looks quite funky and it looks quite, you know, sort of post-apocalyptic-y. So there we go. Catch you soon. Right, I've done the rubbing down using the sanding matty sponge thing. I've hit it with a couple of different colours because I kind of want it bright still. It's had a couple of coats of lacquer, this matte lacquer as well, just to try and fix it. So that we can, I mean, it's light's pretty pants, isn't it? Yeah, so you've got this kind of vibe going on with it. So the next stage is I've got some yellow ochre. So these pieces here, which I've textured, I'm going to give some sort of rust effect to these bits, which are in random places. So I give it a coat of that, and then once that's kind of dry, I hit it with a bit of burnt, I think this is burnt savannah, just for that bit of rust effect. Let that settle, hit it with some lacquer again, and then I'll just lightly brush over with either some of that Stovex, kind of gives it more of a metal kind of rusty kind of vibe, but I've sort of where the fixtures are, the screws and stuff like that. So obviously I'm not going to rust the rubber because rubber doesn't rust, but it's just in areas where metal touches, if you know what I mean. So that will be the next stage of this. Kind of like the effect of that. We'll sort of scratch up, bring some of the red back, if you like, but I don't want it to be too, you know, bright. Yeah, so that's quite cool. I'll put a bit of acetone. Is it acetone? The alcohol rub, just to get the glass a bit clearer, only in spots, right? Because when you lacquer it, it always gives that dull kind of matte lacquer. It gives it that dull vibe. But yeah, I'm getting there. I'm kind of happy with that colouring on that. Yeah, so there we go. That's that bit. So on with the next piece. Catch you soon. I'll show you once I've done the the rusting on it.